So apparently childcare is costing some parents more than college now. How the heck does that even happen? There's a new report saying that about 50% of parents out there are paying $18,000 a year on childcare, and about 20% of parents are paying up to $36,000 a year. Yet the yearly college average is $24,000. Here's what's going on. Way too many parents cannot afford to stay home with their kids, so they're having to work away from home. And then daycares are so full and busy, they keep having to increase their prices just to be able to cover their costs. Now parents are having to worry about bills, cost of living going up, cost of daycare going up, saving for college. It is insane. How many of you are actually having to go through this?
I am shocked at the prices of daycare right now, and it is only getting worse. My son was in daycare since he was 15 months, and we pulled him out this year because he was getting too sick. He had to have surgery, and I was not working at the time, so it just made sense for him to be at home with me. Our original plan was to send my daughter to daycare once she was 3 months old and I was back to work, but as I've stated in other videos, I have struggled to find work, so it just makes sense to have them home with me. I love the concept of daycare. I love that my son was able to go and get the social interaction that is necessary for him at that age, especially because it really helped him with talking. But he came home with a virus every other week, and we were paying $1,400 per month. So half the time he's at home because he's too sick from things that he got at daycare. To top it off, they increased the prices of daycare by 9% in 2023, and now we received a second notice saying that if anybody is coming back in 2024, the prices are going up by 13%. So if we were to have my son and my daughter in daycare, it's about $3,200 for both of them. Who wants to go to work, get their paycheck, and give it to daycare so that they can come home sick every other week and then still have to stay home with you because they're sick? Make it make sense. Ever since I've been at home with my kids, and ever since I started my digital marketing business and I see the income potential, my absolute conviction and plan at this point is my kids are not going to daycare. We can just stay right here, for free, and you're not getting sick every other week. And on top of that, I'm not giving anybody $3,200 to spend time with my kids. And I will plan play dates. Play dates, and that's how you're going to get your social interaction. And of course, we're going to go to the park every day.
Do you want to know what really hits hard is when you look at your childcare statements and realize how much you've actually spent year to date or since your child has been in daycare. Like, I could have had a European trip for 3 months with the amount that I've spent. And my son is only 2. He turned 2 in July this year. He's been going since he was 6 months old, 3 days a week. And I am just, gobsmacked at the costs. And that's for one child. I'm currently pregnant with baby number 2. So it's about to get hella expensive. But yeah, this is how much I've spent so far. Me and my partner combined.
Y'all, this is going to be my Friday bitch session. I just need to get this off my chest right now because I'm just so mind blown right now. We went to visit 2 daycares to do a tour. We're looking for a daycare for our $2 for next May. And right now my one daughter has been watched by my sister-in-law for the last year. Thank goodness for her. But so my naive self thought I was going to be paying $1,800 a month. Even then, I think that's ridiculous for daycare for 2 kids. Gosh, was I wrong? The first place we went to was $3,600 a month. She handed me the sheet and I was just... I'm sorry, what? $3,600? Take home? On like a good month for me, after all the taxes, 401k, I take home $4,700 a month. I thought that was decent. Now that would pay for the daycare, but what's that going to pay? That's not paying my mortgage. I won't have a car payment and my loans will be done by that. But my husband, he's got a crap ton of loans. So I thought, like, when I was done with my loans, I would help pay my husband's loans off. No jokes on me. I can't, because I got to pay a stupid amount of money for daycare. No, we're not going to go for that one. Obviously, we're not going to pay $3,600. So we started looking at another one. We went to that one. It's $2,800. Okay, we're getting better, but still, it's absolutely absurd. There's why that people don't go to work, and when they have children, they stay at home. Because who in their right mind would pay that kind of money? You are literally working to pay for daycare. So we came home and we started looking at other places. $400 a kid a week, so $800, which is $3,200. And they had wait lists until July of for the infant, July of 2025. So I was trying to figure this out because their infant is 6 weeks to 18 months. So some of these people just found out they were pregnant yesterday and already put their name in for a daycare. So I don't know what I'm going to do come next May. I really thought I would be okay, but obviously I'm not. So thank you for listening to my bitch session about the stupid world that we live in, because no one can live like this. I don't get it. I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend, and hopefully I don't have to bitch about this again.
$1,900 a month to send one child to daycare. How are we supposed to live? This is absolutely crazy. America, get it together.
This might be controversial, but why do I have to bring snacks to my daughter's school/daycare? I already pay $1,400 a month for tuition, and then my parents nicely pay for before and after care for me, and no food is included in any of that. So we pack her lunch every day. So I just spent almost $200 on snacks that we have to bring every other month for her class. And I know I want the teachers to be paid well. I know that my husband's a teacher. I want the teachers to be paid well. And I know that she goes to a kind of bougie school, and I could probably find something that costs less. But can't they roll in the snack fee and do the shopping for us? Why do I have to do that? That might be controversial and first world problems, but it just kind of grates on me to spend that much money after I've already paid so much in tuition.
I have 2 kids in daycare. One's in preschool, one's in infant care. One goes 5 days a week, one goes 4, because Dad and I work full time, as is necessary for us and our family and our situation. The annualized childcare bill we're going to have, or we would have if it was annualized, is more than my college tuition room and board was less than 10 years ago. Add to that, I paid for college tuition room and board largely with student loans. They do not have student loans for childcare. So I'm just thinking out loud. Maybe misery loves company, or maybe it's just attention on the fact that this is real and not everybody, is just hunky-dory paying cash for all this stuff all the time, because at least without it feeling painful, because holy moly, this is insane. Don't get me wrong, childcare workers are angels on this earth and underpaid. Absolutely, everybody in education. However, I don't know how to make the math make sense for a working family when we're also supposed to be preparing for retirement in a largely pension-free work environment as well. I guess we're figuring it out. Are we all just kind of closing our eyes and figuring it out together? Is that what's happening here? It must be. And, I think maybe people are starting to talk about it a little bit, but I don't know. Maybe I was just oblivious or decidedly naive to this, because all I can do is laugh. It's so scary. It's funny.
I've heard a lot of stories about daycare being expensive, but I gotta tell you, I was not prepared for how expensive. I've been lucky enough that with my oldest 2, who are now 16 and 17, I was able to be a stay-at-home mom until they went into kindergarten. And my youngest, who is now 3, has been staying with a friend of the family for a very low price for some time now. But now we lost her, now we have to move on to somebody new. And we're looking at actual centers. And I am shocked by the price. Shocked. Y'all, we are talking about $1,300 per month for childcare. I also did not realize that daycare centers require deposits. So that's cool. Like, what? Now, I'm lucky enough where I have a partner, right? I have a husband. But imagine you live on your own and you still have to pay rent, which is going to be at least $1,100 a month, right? And now you have to pay for daycare, which is $1,300 a month. And you still have to pay for food and your phone and your car and your insurance and electricity and water and trash. If you're not making like roughly $5,000 a month as a parent, if you're a single, like, and yes, I understand that if you are low income and like, I mean, you have to be poor to be able to get government assistance for daycare or to qualify for free daycare. And we all want to keep in mind, you get what you pay for. So the government funded daycare centers are kind of shit most of the time.
Moved from the East Coast. We lived in Charleston and we had both of our kids in daycare full time, 5 days a week. And it wasn't terribly expensive. It was expensive, but it was affordable. It was less than $2,000 a month, which was doable. So we moved back home to Texas and we live in the suburbs now. And I've been staying home with the kids while we're figuring out where we're going to live and getting a house situated, all those things. Well, I am just mentally like ready to go back to work, but I can't go back to work until I have adequate childcare for the kids. Well, I guess moving to the burbs, we have landed in the land of Mother's Day out. That's all anybody does around here. There are very few full-time like daycares. Everything is from 9 to 2. And it's crazy because I like wonder like who is going to work at 9:30 and getting off at 1:30? And then I think about it, well, these people aren't. It's just like stay-at-home moms, which is fine. I'm not hating on that. But I need some full-time care. So start looking around for daycares for the girls. Average is like $2,000 a month-ish. But here's the kicker. The majority of these places follow the school schedule. So they don't go to school in the summer. So then what am I supposed to do in the summer with my kids? Like, who is going to watch them? So, okay, that's a problem. So then I find out that there's pre-K offered at our local elementary school in our neighborhood that we feed into. But we don't qualify for free pre-K because we are not socioeconomically disadvantaged or active military. So now for my kid to go to pre-K, I have to pay $700 a month. Which, okay. I mean, I guess I was going to have to pay for her to go somewhere anyways. It's not terrible. But still, I have to pay for my kid to go to pre-K at a public school. That is just absolutely insane. So anyways, basically, it's going to cost like $2,300 to send both kids to daycare. Like, this is insane. I need to go freaking sell my kitty for me to be able to go back to work. I honestly feel like I'm not going to make hardly any money. This is insane. I just don't get it. I don't get it at all.